Let me ask you something no one else will. How much is your phone costing you, not in money, but in focus, energy, and future income? See, most people think being broke is about not making enough money. But the real danger today isn't just financial lids, cognitive bankruptcy. It's the invisible drip of potential out of your brain every single day, caused by apps designed not to help you, but to hijack you. They steal your attention, fracture your focus, and sell it to the highest bidder. And here's the truth that hurts. If you don't control your phone, someone else is already controlling your life. Most people don't need more apps. They need fewer. And, specifically, they need to delete these 5 apps or risk staying in a cycle of distraction, anxiety, and financial underachievement for years. Let's start with the first one. KP. Number 1. TikTok. Look, I get it. TikTok is entertaining. It's quick. It's funny. It's algorithm crack. But here's what most people completely miss. TikTok, ISNT, just wasting your time. It's reprogramming your brain. Every 7 seconds, you're being forced to switch focus. A joke, a dance, a thirst trap, a productivity hack. Your brain is in a blender. This is how your attention span gets hacked. Your ability to delay gratification, gone. Your tolerance for boredom, which is where deep creativity is born, gone. Your capacity to focus for 30, 60, 90 minutes on high leverage work that actually brings wealth into your life, sliced into pieces. Here's the worst part. The more time you spend on TikTok, the harder it becomes to even start a task that doesn't give you instant dopamine. That email? Boring. That budget? Too slow. It's that business idea you had. Doesn't stand a chance next to 17 seconds of instant joy. Ask yourself, if TikTok is free, but it costs you the ability to think deeply, work consistently, and focus long enough to make serious money, what did it really cost? Delete it or set hard boundaries. If you create on there, create, then get out. App number 2, Instagram. Instagram used to be about looking at pictures of your friends. Now it's a hyper-curated casino of flex culture, fear of missing out, and endless scroll. You open it to reply to a DM, and 30 minutes later, you're re-looking at a mansion in Dubai, posted by someone whose business model is literally flexing on Instagram. Okay, the danger isn't just the time, it's the distortion. Okay, you start thinking you're behind. Okay, you feel like you should be richer, leaner, happier, dating someone better, wearing something cooler, hustling harder, all at once. Your life, which was fine an hour ago, now feels inferior. That internal chaos, it pollutes focus. Can't build wealth from a mindset of lack and comparison. You can't stay disciplined when your brain keeps flipping between envy and inadequacy. Oh, and if you're trying to build something of your own, especially a business or a skill, every time you go on Instagram, you're choosing to consume someone else's output instead of creating your own. If you're not using Instagram for leveraged business, not influencer play, real business, it's robbing you. You think it's harmless? It's not. It's mental debt that compounds fast. You pay for it by not starting, or quitting early, or staying small. App number 3, Robinhood and other zero-fee trading apps. This one might surprise you. Why would a finance app be on a list of apps you should delete if you want to stop being broke? Simple. These apps turn investing into gambling. Robinhood, in particular, gamified the stock market. Bright colors, it's confetti animations, quick wins, it's dopamine trading. Okay, but here's the problem. The real way to build wealth is boring. It's consistent, it's patient. But Robinhood teaches you to chase, to YOLO, to react emotionally. And worst of all, to believe you're investing when really you're just gambling on memes with a finance filter on top. If you've ever bought a stock just because it was trending, or sold it out of panic, or refreshed the app 15 times a day, that's not investing. That's a slot machine with graphs. The more you play that game, the harder it becomes to build real wealth. It's decision fatigue. It's emotional volatility. Conditions you to take fast action when what you need is slow discipline. There's a difference between tools that help you understand money and tools that make you feel like you understand it. Cut your losses, delete the dopamine trading apps, or move your investing to platforms that don't scream at you to trade all day. Your future self will thank you. Now, this next one cuts deep because you probably use it every single day. App number 4, YouTube uncontrolled, unfiltered. Yes, Meta didn't buy it. It's not a toxic social feed like the others. But let us be honest. YouTube is a distraction engine if you read, not ruthless about what content you consume. You're on this platform now, watching what you hope is helping you grow. And maybe it is. But how often do you start with a productivity video and end up watching its top 10 NBA fights of all time, or a 48-minute video essay about a show you've even never seen? That drift is what kills people. YouTube is full of powerful content, but power doesn't mean productive, okay? YouTube uses a more sophisticated algorithm than TikTok or Instagram, okay? Every video you click, every second you rewind, every title you hover over, okay? It all trains the algorithm to improve the cage, not break it. If you're not actively curating your feed, you'll spend hours on videos that feel good because they're kind of educational, but never change your actions. They give the illusion of progress without any of the transformation. If you want to grow, but you can't stop consuming, you're not learning, you're hiding, you're numbing, you're in the comfort zone of almost productivity. So don't delete YouTube, but delete unrestricted access. Use tools like Unhooked to block homepage suggestions. Disable autoplay, set watch time limits, subscribe only to creators who challenge you, not just to entertain you. Decide what you consume, or it will consume your ability to focus. So far, we've hit apps that hit your dopamine, your money mindset, your comparison triggers, and your fake productivity patterns. But the last one is even more dangerous because it feels like you're reworking, when really, you're switching gears so often it's like sprinting in a circle. App number 5, Slack and similar instant communication apps. Slack is built for teams. But if you're using it, or apps like Discord for multiple communities, or Telegram for work chats, or Messenger for business leads, you're not collaborating. You're interrupting yourself constantly. Every ping, every mention, every chat bubble trains your brain that urgent is more important than important. And over time, your work stops being intentional. It becomes reactive. You jump from task to task, fire to fire, and the day ends with no real progress, just exhaustion. Distraction didn't just drain your energy, stole your ability to build momentum. Slack is where deep work goes to die, not because it's bad, but because you gave it permission to hijack your attention 17 times an hour. Silence it, schedule it, create office hours like you would with coworkers, or better, move your most critical thinking and work offline when possible. Each of these apps was built to monetize your behavior, not protect your attention. They are free because your distracted, focus, fractured energy, and wasted time are incredibly profitable for them. But what if you flipped it? What if your focus became your superpower? What if your time stopped leaking through dopamine loops and was used to build things that paid you long after the app icons disappeared from your phone? These 5 apps trained you to react, but living intentionally is the opposite. It's not about doing more. It's about subtracting what doesn't serve you. So what's left is clear, deep, and powerful. You're not stuck. You're just outnumbered unless you start deleting what's holding you back. So now that you know which 5 apps to cut, a deeper question comes up. Why are they so addictive in the first place? Why do we keep going back, even when we know they're hurting our focus, our finances, and our mental clarity? It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's architecture. Every single one of these apps is designed using principles borrowed from slot machines and behavioral psychology. The notifications, the infinite scroll, the maybe I'll get something good this time effect, it's not accidental. They are behavioral drugs dressed up as productivity or entertainment. And like any good addiction, they don't ask for everything at once. They take a little, then a little more. First, it's 10 minutes while waiting for coffee. Then it's 2 hours before bed. Then it's you opening an app the moment you feel even slightly bored, anxious, or unsure. That moment right there is the most profitable second in tech, because once you form that habit, loop trigger, impulse, dopamine hit, become predictable, monetizable, trackable, controllable. And here's the twist nobody talks about. Every freedom we gain digitally can cost us freedom mentally. You think you're using an app, but too often the app is using you. Now, imagine this, 5 years from now. Nothing changes. You still open TikTok or Instagram the moment you're unsure. Still check Robinhood every hour. Still refresh YouTube's homepage, hoping for clarity. Still jump into Slack every time your focus builds enough to do great work. Then let the ping pull you back into fire drill mode. Where are you in 5 years? Probably still stuck. Smart, capable, driven, but scattered. Broke. Maybe not in dollars, but in mental stamina. And distracted. It's definitely pretending to hustle while scrolling your dreams away. But flip that image. Same person till you. But now your phone barely grabs your attention. You've deleted the mental parasites, designed a quiet phone, and rebuilt your brain around progress, not stimulation. Now you have creative clarity, financial momentum, less decision fatigue, more strategic energy. You're building, not reacting. That version of you isn't a fantasy. It's a byproduct of what you remove, not what you add. Here, S, where your edge starts to show up. S, not enough to delete the apps. T, you need to replace the addiction. T, otherwise, the brain craves the loop again. So what do you do instead? Let me give you 5 high-value replacements. These are substitutions that not only protect your attention, but compound into wealth, mental clarity, and skill building over time. Because the opposite of distraction isn't discipline, it's alignment. Replacement number 1. Replace TikTok with daily output. Every minute on TikTok rewires your brain for input. Instant, punchy, and scattered. What rewires you for wealth is the opposite. Daily creation. This doesn't have to mean starting a business today. Start with 1 creation habit per day. A short-form journal entry, a video, a graphic, a post, a voice memo about your thoughts. Something that trains you to externalize pattern recognition. Why? Because the skill of turning thoughts into value is the ultimate weapon in the modern economy. Creators, writers, thinkers, founders, it all starts by making more than you consume. So, TikTok out. It's tiny daily output in. Placement number 2. Replace Instagram with deep presence. Instagram creates manufactured envy. Okay. People highlight their best angles, best outfits, best moments. What it leaves behind is internal turbulence. Am I enough? To dismantle that loop, replace it with something wild in 2025. Being fully present with real life. Before you check social, check in with life. Go for a walk with no headphones. Make eye contact in conversations. Look around a room instead of down. Reflect after coffee, not scroll. That's not old school. Care, competitive clarity. Presence is becoming a rare luxury. It's a person who cultivates it wins because they notice what others miss. That's where the next idea, client, or connection hides. Be where you are. Your income depends on it more than you realize. Replacement number 3. Replace Robinhood with long-term investing. You want to skip being broke for real? Then delete Robinhood. Yes, but don't stop there. Replace it with a system that makes real money over time. Long-term investing. That means broad index funds, long holding periods, monthly auto investment, reading actual finance books. Not TikTok. How to 10x in 5 minutes. Garbage. Building your risk tolerance skill, not dopamine management. The richest people in the world didn't earn huge windfalls. They held long positions. They let time and discipline do the work. Deleting Robinhood is symbolic. You're not just quitting the app. You're quitting the illusion that wealth comes from feed swiping emotional bets. You're entering the game of real leverage. Placement number 4. Replace YouTube distraction with structured learning. YouTube isn't evil. It's a lever, but only when used in one direction. Downward intent. Scrolling for stimulation. Bad curating content for upskilling, a real goal. Game changer. So, instead of deleting YouTube, build a content diet like an athlete builds a nutrition plan. Want to learn copywriting? Make a live stream playlist of just that. Watch 2 videos, then do the assignment. Want to grow on social? Filter creators by results, not charisma. Take notes. Apply. YouTube goes from optimized distraction to free university the moment you stop watching for escape and start watching for execution. Cut randomness. Consume to apply. That's how you shift from viewer to player. Placement number 5. Replace Slack pings with deep work blocks. Slack isn't productive. It's fire drills masquerading as teamwork. But what it burns is your momentum. So here's the move. Delete Slack from your phone. Turn off email notifications. Batch all communication into controlled windows. Then, reclaim your day by adding the most valuable block in your calendar. 2 hours of daily deep work. Same time every day. No interruptions. One goal. This is where businesses are built, skills are leveled up, courses are created, income leaps forward. You don't need 100 more hacks. You need one uninterrupted stretch a day where everything bends to you, not the other way around. This block isn't a calendar appointment. It's an identity. It's the zone where you stop reacting and start becoming. Every rich, focused, high-impact person you admire has one thing in common. They live in those focused zones daily. Everything else wraps around them, not the other way around. You now have a choice. Defend your time and steer your focus, or leak it forever to companies who profit off your inattention. Earlier in this video, you thought this was about apps, but now you see it's about agency, about becoming the author of your hours. Money is tied to clarity. Clarity, it's tied to attention. Attention, it's tied to distraction. And distraction comes down to apps, not in theory, but in your actual hand. Here's your equation. Delete 5 apps, gives replace with 5 systems, gives own your day, gives reclaim your income, gives redesign your life. You used to scroll to escape your stress. Now, you build to escape your ceiling. You used to react to notifications all day. Now, you protect your energy like a pro athlete in training camp. You used to wonder where the day went. Now, it answers to you. And it all started by tapping delete. So the next time someone tells you your phone is your most powerful tool, smile. You'll know the truth only when it's finally silent. Right now, there are 2 versions of you living inside your calendar. One is the version that checks notifications 40 times a day, tells yourself you'll be focused after just one more scroll, and finds yourself too tired to do the deep work that would change your life. The other version is the one who doesn't need permission. It's the version who deletes what distracts so they can build what matters. The one who understands that the richest people in the world today, Dan T, own more apps. They own more attention. They've trained themselves to protect the most valuable currency in the digital age, focus. And that's the ultimate truth. Distraction is expensive, but focus is priceless. Because when you strip back the apps, the noise, the endless stimulation, you start to realize something uncomfortable. It was never a lack of potential, never a lack of time, never a lack of opportunity. It was just too many tiny thieves in your pocket every day, stealing a few seconds at a time until your big life slowly shrank into small, anxious loops. Right? You don't have to live in that loop anymore. With 5 deletions, you made space to finally think again. Time to rebuild your routines from intention. Mental clarity to zoom out and ask better questions. What do I want my days to feel like? What systems actually move me forward? What could my income look like 12 months from now if I just stayed consistent? Who could I become if I stopped escaping my own potential? You won't answer all of this today. You don't need to. What you do need is momentum, okay? So here's your challenge. Delete 1 app today. Just one. And in its place, install 1 small habit that serves your future. Not because it's a productivity trend. Not because it's what someone else is doing, but because you're done trading your best self for cheap dopamine, okay? You're done outsourcing your attention to companies who couldn't take care less what it costs you. You're done wondering why you feel behind all the time when deep down, you already know. This isn't about minimalism for aesthetics. It's about focus with consequences. Delete 1 app and you don't just clean your screen. You reclaim your power, okay? And as your phone gets quieter, your life gets louder. Delete, replace, build, repeat. Your phone was never the problem, okay? Now close it, okay? Now close it and go build something no app can offer. A life that finally feels like it's yours.